Hi, I'm Tom Dorsey, president of Dorsey Wright and Associates, and it's February 8th, 2011. I want to introduce you to Sydney Siek, who's one of my top analysts here. She's involved with the AllETF.com page that I think many people have really enjoyed, and we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things that you can do on that page. I grabbed Sydney from Virginia Commonwealth University. She has a degree in financial engineering. I always like that engineering part of it. You know, it's like... we get some engineers here from VMI, but these guys are civil engineers. They they learn. Jay and Paul learn how to build bridges and stuff like that. Financial engineering is kind of like, I just kind of look at it as some kind of construction kind of thing. In finance.
Portfolio construction.
Portfolio construction, exactly. But Sydney, I want to talk a little bit about relative strength and what you do with the AllETF page.
Okay, all right. So yesterday we talked about the difference between cap weighting versus equal weighting.
Now, when you say yesterday we talked about, you're talking about on the AllETF page. You wrote an article on that. Okay.
That's right, yesterday, huh?
Okay.
And so today I want to talk about a relative strength weighting methodology. Now, it's not a very popular weighting methodology at all, but however, it is very powerful. It's a very simple but robust methodology. And what we have seen in the past 11 years is that a relative strength outperforms all of the other methods.
Well, what you find in the book, What Works on Wall Street, is in all the successful strategies of people who have managed money, relative strength is a major component of it.
That's right.
So let's look at what you're talking about here, comparing and contrasting. Let's compare some large cap international funds.
Okay, all right, sure. So I have 3 ETFs. They all have different weighting methodologies. And the first one I want to take a look at is the EFA. It is a cap-weighted iShares developed market ETF. And let's take a look at the performance number. In 2010, the EFA was up 5.3%. And the second ETF, which is an equal weighting ETF, is the RIDEX developed market ETF. Ticker symbol is EWEF. And again, in 2010, the ETF was up 11.24%. A little better, right? And last but certainly not least is the PIZ, which is the PowerShares DWA developed market.
That's the one we manage, right?
That's right. Yep. And it is the that's a relative strength weighted index ETF.
Right.
And again, 2010 it was up 20.45%, which has the best return.
Interesting. You know, someone mentioned, I think it was Susan, she was talking about a good way to understand cap weighting and equal weighting is like our Congress and our Senate. You know, when you look at Congress, the larger the state, the more representatives you have. So like California has far more votes than you would find Rhode Island. But in the Senate, every state has only 2. And Rhode Island in the Senate has just as much voice as California does.
Right.
So the Senate would be more equal weight, Congress would be more cap weight, and then at Dorsey Wright and Associates, like you mentioned, we do something a little different, which is a relative strength weighting.
That's right.
And I think, like you mentioned, it's not something that's really popular, but people are beginning to catch on a little bit more now.
That's right.
Now, there's also something on, oh, wait a minute, I want to think about that quilt that you showed me. How would you go in, let's say I wanted to go in there and I want to get a group of developed market ETFs, and then I wanted to put them all into one unit and compare it like that colorful quilts that we do on the Dolly page on our site.
Right.
How would you do that?
Okay. Well, on AllETF there's a link called Performance Quilt. So if you go to that link, you can put in multiple ETFs, and just a click of a button, you will get a quilt with the return for the past 10 years.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's very easy, right?
So it compares and contrasts it. There's one more thing. I'm not going to let you off the hook until you talk about that today. One of the things that makes me think about CSI on TV, my wife loves that show, so I have to watch it, but I like it too. CSI is the X-ray feature on the AllETFpage.com.
Right.
What is the X-ray feature?
Okay, so it does multiple things, and one of the nicest things you can do is that you can search for ETFs in a specific country. So for example, if you want to invest in ETFs that have exposure to Egypt, you can do that. So simply, click in the drop-down menu, say country Egypt, and it will give you a list of ETFs that have exposure to that country. And from there, you could do compare and contrast. You can compare it. You say you pick two ETFs, and you can compare the two ETFs based. It will show you the country dispersion as well as sector dispersion.
Oh, fantastic.
So you could you know which one works better for you, and on that same page it gives you the 7-day return, 30-day return, 90-day return, just different time periods, so you get an idea of what it has done in the past.
So it makes it pretty simple.
That's right.
I like that. I like the term X-ray too.
Just one easy click.
Exactly. Well, Sydney, thanks for taking the time with me. You're going to see a lot more of Sydney here. We're going to be doing DWA Minutes to give you more ideas on how to use the AllETF page. It's fantastic. It's free for you. It's the best ETF page out there. So keep an eye out. We're going to be putting this video up on that page and other places too. So thanks for tuning in.